me this: if you were trying to help the kids in your youth group, what is it, middle school, high school?
Yes.
Okay, if you're trying to help them have these conversations,
Okay.
how do you help them start learning this process? Like, what topics do you address first, and where do they go for information to learn more?
Okay. With the kids, it can be tough because getting them interested is most of the issue. So what I've done recently with our youth ministry was I showed them short clips, not my videos, but short clips on evidence for God. And then I quizzed them on the evidence for God that they just heard, and it was really short, simplistic videos of those things. And then said, okay, what were the points? How would you say this to someone else? So I kind of like get them feedback. Then I actually went and scouted out. I got a video from, this is all on YouTube, from the Friendly Atheist, he calls himself. Hemant Mehta, I believe is his name. And he has a video where he's criticizing one of the arguments for God's existence, and I actually played that video for the students. Now, this might sound dangerous, but I played this atheist video attacking the argument I just showed them, and they were very interested all of a sudden. And now what I did was actually let them pull it apart. I go, you guys tell me, what are his problems? Where is he wrong in his thinking? And they were actually able to do this because they had the information. I made sure it wasn't a video where he talked just over their head and beyond their thinking and in research they'd never heard of. It was where they could reach it. So the issue is for kids, conflict gets their attention. Conflict. So where are they interested? Well, they're interested in the conversation they had in history class with the guy behind them who said, and now you get to deal with it. Oh, my classmate said the Bible's been changed. And I go, wow, what did you say? They go, I don't know. I never heard that before. Okay, well, and I could just tell them the Bible hasn't been changed, but I actually want to draw this out a little bit more while I have their interest and have a longer conversation with them and say things like, wow, do you think he's read the Bible? Do you, I want them to be able to think critically about the whole situation. So as much as this isn't, I'm not offering actually like a little formula of step one, do this, step two, do that. But what I would do is when a person is feeling challenged in an area of their faith, that's when you want to deal with that. That's when you want to go deeper, because otherwise they will fall asleep on you when you're trying to deal with that issue. And we know this from our own studies, right? Things have triggered you studying, and it was the anxiety or angst of not knowing how to answer that problem that caused you to go find the answer. So I like it when a kid comes to me and they say, I'm not sure about this. And I go, okay. And I let it be a long conversation now that they're listening.
You don't chastise them for not having enough faith?
No.
I thought that's what we're supposed to do.
Oh yeah. Nope. Don't do that at all.
Where do you send them for resources? If they say, hey, I want to learn more about defending the faith in whatever topic is interesting to them or to you at the time, what kind of resources would you recommend?
So it definitely depends. A great general resource, I've actually given these to kids as they head into college, is a book called, I think it's just called Reasons by Josh McDowell. Great book because it's not a read this whole book. It's a resource. You access it for specific questions, specific answers. So I like those kind of like apologetic starter books where it's not hugely detailed, but man, it gets their feet grounded in a very quick way, quick answers for quick questions. And so I've given out that book. Evidence That Demands a Verdict is a good book. They just recently redid that one. And so it's a little harder to read for people to follow along. The way it's formatted is difficult. More Than a Carpenter. These are all the simple level, except Evidence is a little bit more advanced. But these are more simple level books that I think are accessible to any age. So I point them towards that. I send them to alwaysbeready.com is a great website. By a guy named Charlie Campbell, has a bunch of free resources on there. So I point them towards those types of generic resources that have lots of questions and lots of answers. That's the first go-to place. If they have a very specific thing, they're like, man, my family's Jewish and I really want to witness to them, then I might point them to a very specific resource like Dr. Michael Brown's books. He has a 4-volume series called Answering Jewish Objections to Jesus. And that is the perfect resource for someone who's dealing with that issue. Or if they're like really struggling over the supposed errors in the manuscripts. James White has a fantastic book called The King James Only Controversy, which is less about King James only and more about the manuscripts and the transmission of the text over time if they want those more detailed answers.